morning all, and welcome to a new episode. This episode we are in Coober Pedy.
Yep.
We've just done 3 days straight of doing 4-hour days.
Yeah, that's been fun.
No, 4 hours of driving, sorry.
So we're quite excited to just chill out for a bit. So yeah, we're going to show you what Coober Pedy's got to offer. We've watched so many videos and all we've really seen is the underground hotels.
Yeah.
We're not going
to.
We
haven't actually seen those.
No. Well, we're not going to go because A, they're expensive, and B, there's a lot of little tours you can do with underground houses, and I think that's probably just as good. And we're trying to get into the old timers mine, which is free camping. Yeah. But stay tuned. It actually seems like it's going to be a really interesting visit.
Okay. Today we are at the Woomera aircraft and missile little exhibition they've got out the front in the town. It's kind of cool. They've pretty much got all sizes different missiles and planes, and yeah, the kids are loving it. Get you a bit more footage of all the different size missiles. Like, they are huge when you see them up close. And to think the size of them, how much explosives they would have in them, they do a lot of damage. You wouldn't want to be near one if they went off. Whoa, that is big.
So this is a ground missile that carries nuclear warheads. It is bloody massive.
Daddy, if you like this place.
Whoa.
I love this place. Look it. That's a giant rocket.
It is. Wow. That's a bit scary.
What's this one?
Really fast. The rear, right?
Alright, let the convoy begin.
Yeah, we picked up a few stragglers along the way.
Just a few. It's going to be a very noisy CB talk, I think, today.
Yeah, we started yesterday with us. Then we met up with fire for some reason.
Is it good?
So good.
So good. And you've got dinner with a view?
Uh-huh.
Ready? Ready? Wow. Look at that. You're a lucky kid, Hudson.
Good job. Now we'll see if any of us catch fire.
Safe.
Yeah, I guess I'm not as bad as I thought I was. So where are we today, Jess?
So this is the Serbian church. So it's a $5 entry fee. And
$5 donation.
okay, correct. Yes, donation. But everyone has said this is the best underground church to visit. So
We'll have a look and see what it looks like.
It's where we sneak in here.
it's cool.
Yeah, choose about their own pictures.
There's something sneaky and scary.
Yeah, which means they'd have the tunnels, like the light tunnels that come down behind it. Yeah, they're just stone but had like varnish. Yeah, it'd be like painted or varnish over them just to stop them from. So what did you think?
It was very cool. It was not what I expected.
Yeah, Jess is kind of claustrophobic. Like you don't like being in elevators, or is that more the height thing?
No, that's just falling. But I did think that going in there, I was going to be a bit like, oh, what if it falls, and maybe start to feel claustrophobic. But it just looks so solid that you just don't even think about it.
Yeah.
And the roof was all scalloped, and they've got a bloody like a baptism bath in there, and I'm looking at it going, where's that drain hole go? And they've got lights, and so they've had to like tunnel through the walls to run all of those utilities. So it's just been so well done.
And this was done what?
Who knows? A long
time ago.
Yeah. So it was worth the $5 donation.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of like statues carved into the walls, which
It looked like it would have taken a long time to get right.
yeah. Don't mind all the flies. There are a lot of flies out here.
Good old Central. Trying to get up my nose. Good old Central Australia.
Yeah, I hate flies. Anyway, onwards to the next place, I guess.
Yes. Next place.
Yes.
Now-
Okay.
Now for the real test. See if you go into Catholic church without burning.
Yeah. So this is the Catholic Church of St. Peter and St. Paul, and it's actually heritage listed, which is interesting. And this one is free.
This one is free.
Yeah, you don't have to give a donation to get into this one.
I quite like free.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're just filling in some time. We've just gone and had waffles at the Waffle and Gem Cafe.
Yeah.
And we're booked in at 2 o'clock to go to Faye's Underground House. And it's a lady who, with her two friends, like I think it was in the 60s, they just pretty much by hand dug out their own house. And there's a pool in there, so we're going to go check that out.
Hopefully go for some.
I don't think so.
No.
Yes. Quiet, okay? It's a church. We don't yell and scream. Quiet.
I can't wait. Mom. What was that noise?
This is not what I was expecting the other one to look like.
Yeah.
It's smaller.
There's definitely a big difference between Christian church and
It was a Serbian church.
yeah, Serbian church.
This is a lot less grand.
Yes.
It's only one story, not two stories. don't run.
It's a garden. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
This is the type of garden I like. One that has no maintenance. It's not easy.
Cactus.
Cactus.
Alright. I've never actually seen a 2-story bedroom.
Hey, Mama, Mommy.
There you go. One bedroom up here with Hudson on the bed. Get on down to the downstairs bedroom. What's in there? Is that?
It's got a walk-in wardrobe.
It's kind of cool.
Just, some built-in cupboards because...
Yeah, that's a good thing. If you wanted extra wardrobe space because the wife's taking too much space, you just put another wardrobe in the wall. Unless it connects to the other bedrooms.
That's really cool, hey? And then they've got these... Is that like a ventilation shaft?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, right.
Ventilation shaft / skylight.
So this was a lady named Faye who lived here, and she dug this out by hand.
Her and 2 friends.
2 friends, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Oh, it is pretty cool. When you think about it, like, if that's your room up there, and then you're like, oh, I want to have a family, like you're already living in here with your family, you just dig a room and, hey, look, the kids have got a room.
Yeah, brilliant, really.
Or if Jess snores and build me a room so I can get away.
Or if you snore, I'll kick you out.
I don't snore. I can't hear me snoring when I'm asleep. I don't snore.
Holy crap, that roof is close to your head, hey?
Oh, this isn't very close. It gets closer in some of the other spots, like can't through the doorways. Yeah.
I love that it's got like a proper wooden frame just so they can do little.
Kind of reminds me when we're in Europe. A lot of the doors and houses over there aren't made for 6-foot people.
Oh wow, look. They're even carved a little shelf in here.
One sec. Got steps there. Yeah, a little storage shelf for knickknacks. Very cool.
Bodie, there's Bodie.
There's nothing
Did you find anything cool in there?
there.
Liquor cupboard.
The wine cellar?
Wine cellar, yeah.
This is my type of room. And the house is about the same amount.
Wow.
She must have done some entertaining back in the day.
Ah, why wouldn't you? That's the thing, like back in the days you had your smoker's lounge or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, darling.
Yeah, we're not watching TV. Still waiting to see the bathroom. Where's the bathroom? Oh, step.
Oh, this is
It's like a bit of an unfinished room.
Yeah, but you got a nice big furnace down there.
Let's go down here. What's down here?
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, get out. This is not the ground though.
Well, it's an indoor pool.
Wow.
At least you know it's not going to fill up with red dust and dirt. You can smell the chlorine in it. Yeah, that makes my dad's camera look not as old. My dad had one of the old on-the-shoulder cameras too. When we did our lap of Australia, yeah, Dad had, the TV cameras you see when they're filming for TV. He had one of those to take video when we were doing our lap. And in the nearly 3 years we were gone, he made, I think it was 7 3-hour videos. And yes, that's about 20 hours, 21 hours of footage for nearly 3 years of our travelling life. I'm hoping that we get to film a lot more on our trip, so Hudson can see more of what we did as we travelled, because we missed out on so much when we did it as children, or when I did it as a child.
Alright, what did you think of the house tour?
Yeah,
much it's exactly the way she left it. She even had a wine cellar in there. So that was $20 per person and kids were free. It was probably a little expensive. You just got to kind of walk through the house and ask the lady questions, and then they took you down to her mine. But I'm glad we did it.
Yes.
So, yes. We've got, I'll look at the labyrinth now, maybe go do some noodling, which is Coober Pedy speak for looking for opals.
That's noodling, not canoodling.
Yes. And then we'll go check out the baby kangaroos this afternoon. And then tomorrow morning we're going to do a tour through Tom's mine, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is apparently amazing. I've had so many people come through here before us and said that it's a must do, so we'll check that out and let you know how it goes.
Alright.
This guy was named Klaus. He came to Coober Pedy in 1967 and he was mining, and they went to Europe for 4 months a year to sell the opals. And then he met his partner in Berlin and they came back and got married here. And on the wedding invitations it said, "Don't bring presents, bring timber." So people literally bought 2x4s and 3x4 boards as presents, and then he used that to enlarge his house.
Yeah, makes sense.
So he built the big winch to attract visitors to his shop. So that's why it was built.
That is a pretty big winch.
So yeah, there you go.
And these trucks, we found out, are vacuum trucks.
You could
Okay, so these vacuum trucks, Jesse will probably put a picture in of it. Originally they used to pull the dirt out of the mines by hand in like a homemade wheelbarrow, and they just got sick of it. So one guy decided to go and pull apart a Hoover vacuum cleaner to see how they worked, and he then remade his own version of a Hoover vacuum cleaner, but industrial size. So they'd literally just run hose, or the corrugated tube, down into the holes, and they just use that to suck all the dirt and rock out. So they'd break it up, pretty much just scrape it in front of it, and it'd just suck it out. As it gets to the big point of the actual drum, the big heavy stuff would fall out through the flap, and the lighter dust that got past there would then come out the bottom of the long tube. And yeah, that was how they then started moving a lot of the rock out of the big tunnels, or deeper tunnels.
Alright guys, we have just done the visit to the Kangaroo Orphanage.
Yes.
And it was very, very cute. So they give you a bit of a history as to why they became an orphanage. And they give you wasabi peas to feed the big kangaroos.
Yep.
And Dion ate more of those than he actually gave to the kangaroos.
Hey, nice little kangaroo.
They're good. I don't think I want to share them.
The wasabi peas are for the kangaroos, Dion.
They taste so good.
So basically what we do, guys, is take the orphan kangaroos and we get them in two ways. Red kangaroo. Shawnee here, her mum was killed on the highway.
What do you reckon, Hudson?
By a guy called
Hudson.
Super cool.
Super cool.
When they found her, she was in pretty bad shape.
Not yet.
Left eye socket.
Can I have a lot then? Now you can have a lot. Me, you. Kangaroo. Me, you, kangaroo.
You gonna feed them?
Stop taking my food away.
No, don't eat them after they've been on my hand, mate. Feed them to the kangaroo. They've got kangaroo slobber on it.
Your kid? Seriously?
Don't have any saliva. No worse than a dog licking your eye.
Yuck. And then at the end they bring out a baby Joey. So the one that they brought out for us, he was 6 months old and his name was Sir Jackie. And they feed him a little bottle and then they let you have a cuddle. And it's actually a really decent cuddle. Like it's a couple of minutes each.
I'll sit right back in the chair.
Right.
You can touch the Jackie on the head, he doesn't know he doesn't like it. When he gets older he'll know, but at this age he couldn't care less.
That's a bit good, boys.
How's that, mate?
It's really nice.
Really nice.
It's soft.
Very soft, isn't he? Oh, he's got an itchy nose. He's scratching his nose.
Do you want any others?
Oh, they're sleeping. It's not their feed time yet, it's just the Jackie's time for feed. I'll give you a kiss, I reckon. Okay, so let somebody else have a go. Do you want to try with the little one? Yeah, I'm only 44, I've just had a hard life. Yeah, no, we've been doing it, we've been 15 years here basically, so. But we built this place to have the orphanage basically, so.
And so cute. So it was $10 per adult, $5 for kids. And
it was more dollars for adults and less dollars for kids.
That's right. And yeah, it was really, really great actually. So what did you think, Hudson?
Yeah, and I hated it.
Yeah. And what did you think, Dion?
Yeah, it was okay.
He nearly didn't hold it, did ya?
Yeah, I didn't really feel the need to hold a kangaroo, but just said I had to.
It was adorable. So yeah, go visit the kangaroos.
Yes.
Alright, so we just did Tom's working opal mine tour. We did the guided tour. They do offer unguided as well, so it was $28 for adults, and kids under 5 are free, which is great. And it was the best, wasn't it?
Yes.
So good. We've been recommended by so many people to come and do this tour. So basically they put hard hats on you, you go down into a real working mine.
Anyone else? One more. Good boy.
Yeah, so you go down into a working mine, they give you UV torches, and they do a lot of talking about how you mine, lots of stories about, you know, how they've found big deposits of opal.
And how they do the trading.
Yeah, how they trade for opal. And it's actually really interesting because you're down, we were like 32 feet down?
Yeah.
I think. When you've got a UV light, there is opal everywhere. Like it's like minuscule
Just little
traces
fragments.
that you can't pick up, but it's literally everywhere. It's just sparkly under the UV light. It was very, very cool. They had a little hoist.
You haven't done anything, all right. Watch your fingers. Right. You ready? You can say stop at any time. Okay. Get the picture? Is that it?
That's such a good
I'll tell you
picture.
what, it wasn't a very good shot, was it? So we'll give you 2 of those.
And we got to actually look for opals. Well, the kids did, not the adults, but I mean, we have a kid, so we
I
did
don't
it as
think we
well.
spent more time looking at that than
I think we did. But they gave the kids all a little bag, and they got to go looking for opals. And I mean, some of them were just on the ground, and then some of them were fully planted for the kids to find at kid level.
Yeah, they just leave them in the boreholes.
Yeah.
I found it first.
Don't be silly. Oh, look, that one there, Bodhi. Did you find that big one?
Oh, not that one. Let's go. But the kids loved that. And then after we finished, we went upstairs. There were fresh baked scones for morning tea and
Hot drinks.
hot drinks. So you could order a latte or a hot chocolate or whatever you want, and they made it for you like on a barista machine. It wasn't crappy instant or anything. And they had milkshakes for the kids. And then the best part of the whole day, they had a little opal buyer
opal trading
stall, and the kids all got to line up with their little bag of opals they'd found downstairs. And he had his little goggles on. He was looking at them, and any that had decent colour, he gave them to keep. And then whatever was left, which was pretty much all the podge.
Yeah.
So all the little
Potch is just the clear coating that is over the opal. The crystal sediment actually is what has the colour in it, and the potch is just the clear coating over the top.
yeah. So it basically looked like white rock with little flecks of colour in it. So anything that was left, he just left that on the table. And he was like, "Do you want to sell or do you want to keep?" And most of the kids were just like, "Yep, sell." And he had money, so he had like all different, like 50 cents, 20 cents, up to about $2.
Yeah.
finished, and he had chocolates and lollipops. And a lot of the little kids were just like, oh yeah, give me lollies. And so he'd be like, how many lollies do you want? And he'd kind of bargain with them a little bit. So Hudson traded his in for 3 Chupa Chups and 2 chocolate bars.
There's green in there. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Got some more. What's this?
No.
That comes off a tree. Right.
That's not fun. Where'd you get that from? The silver stuff. The cave.
You got it down the cave, did you? Okay, do you want to sell this or are you going to keep it? No, I don't want to keep it, I'll buy it off you.
Yes, so say sell it.
How much do you want for it?
So there's chocolates, there's lollipops, or there's money, or some bigger box. What do you want? If the man keeps these, what do you want? Just wait, sit down.
We've got to negotiate. We've got to negotiate.
Stop. Okay, sit down.
So, how many chocolates you want? How many Chupa Chups? No, we'll
yet.
negotiate first. How many?
How many would you like?
Or 2 chocolates, and how many lollipops do you want?
3.
Oh, that's a big ass, that is.
It's not all about what the price is.
Alright, you twisted my arm.
Shake hands.
Good job.
3.
Personally, I think what you've got in a large hut, very nice.
We didn't ask for money, so.
I'm actually surprised. They would put you nice pretty properties. Good job. Say thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
But the older kids, some of them were like, oh, we're going to keep them because, you know, they'll go up in value and it will be worth more if we keep them. And pretty much we watched him do a few. He doesn't want any kids leaving with the shitty opals they find downstairs.
He doesn't want to leave this pot.
No. So he basically just keeps upping his price. And he actually, for one of the little girls, he went behind the counter and he got like a proper polished opal that was in a little,
Yeah, properly cut.
yeah, in a little thing. And he offered her that, and because she was like, no, I'm not selling. And you should have seen her face when he brought it over. Just, she was in her element. And yeah, so she swapped it. And yeah, so his running joke is he can always win with the kids.
Yeah.
But they obviously think they've won. So it was absolutely brilliant. And if you're only going to do one thing in Coober Pedy, I'd go do that.
Definitely do Tom's open opal mine.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, and do the guided tour. Pay that little bit extra because then you get the morning tea, and the kids get to do the bargaining. It is, isn't it?
You got to watch it all over, don't you? So you made it 1/5. We made it to 100 steps.